Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our world. All that I try to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our world. All that I tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. All that I tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to
And welcome everyone to Nerd TV for another OP Grand National Series race presented by Buttkicker and Icon Apparel Company for tonight's old now legacy ARCA Series car at the virtual Talladega SuperSpeedway, 2.66 miles, 4 turns, and complete mayhem. If you caught last week, expect about the same, but maybe some 3 to 4 wide action here with the old ARCA cars here. And this is going to be, the race going to be sponsored by Les Levy. Les Levy here, proud sponsor of tonight's race here at the Dega. Weather, 65 degrees, no humidity, partly cloudy, and no winds this time. No winds, basically. 4 mile an hour. Not going to play a factor here this evening. And we're looking for an amazing race with some great weather at Dustin's favorite track here, as we're going to start off this countdown to green, presented by the Icon Apparel Company. And my name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty. And to my right hand side, co-partner slash producer slash workaholic slash video game enthusiast slash new Icon Apparel hat person, Mr. Dustin Loxton, aka Ballistic. What's up, man? It's a Wednesday, and we're OP racing again. Sure. Also true. Those are accurate. Yeah, an OP here. It doesn't matter what kind of car track combination for the super speedways. There's a stat that you have pulled up here. Also, you showed me before we went live, and the past few winners. I think we have that graphic there. Look at there. The most points are in the past three races. Anthony English in the 44. He's fast no matter what. So there's that. Adam Kilday also up front. Tonight's sponsor, Les Levy, 94 points, the third most earned in three races. Crosby Jr., they're in their 33 with 93, and then Mr. Warren going to be with 90. So that's your top five as far as most points earned. So expect those guys to be competing here tonight up toward the front. Maybe not the front half, but the back half. But it is playoff time. So if the racing has been pretty crazy up to this point for those who have watched OP racing, well, playoffs you pick it up a notch, of course. And so tonight I expect just a lot of solid hard racing, but at the same time you might see some of those guys who know how to get points. You might seem to take it a little easier on the start of this race. Absolutely. And I guess, Dustin, you have been talking, and I really appreciate you. But Vine Dog says there's no audio coming from your microphone on the broadcast. So I'll have to have you turn up your volume just a notch. I can confirm no volume on your end, but we're going to get that fixed here as we're going full screen qualifying, and I will talk about qualifying as Dustin gets his volume fixed. I appreciate you, Vine Dog, for pointing that out to us. And okay, yeah, we're gonna go black screen just for a moment to we can pull those graphics up, and yeah, we'll be back momentarily here. All right, and we should have that corrected here as qualifying has begun.
Vine
Caught me
Dog,
mid
you're
in
gonna
my
you're
glasses
gonna
here.
absolutely hate now that you hear my voice. So you're probably gonna
Oh,
regret that
man,
statement.
man, the Mr. I don't know what the name to give you right now. But
You
yeah,
can
we're
do all the
qualifying.
checks in the world, Jeremy, all the checks in the world, and there's always one freaking thing that is overlooked. One.
It was intentional. I know you didn't want your voice broadcasted. I completely understand here. But at least we caught it, or at least Vine Dog caught it before we went green flag where it's most important, right? We do
Absolutely. I
our
appreciate
pre-race
that.
stuff and everything. Yeah, we appreciate that. But at the same token, like the main viewer count is during the race. So as people starting to still file in, 9 live now. I know we reached up to 20 plus in some of these. So as they start to file in, Dustin, we got your stuff fixed, right? So there we go. As Vine Dog gives you the big LOL.
Well, we're going to get our faces off here. We're going to bring up some qualifying stats. That way you guys can see where these guys are stacking up. And we like to have fun on here. Like I said, it's technical stuff happens. That's just the way it rolls. Not a whole lot you can do about it. But, yeah, we're going to bring some good racing action. Like I said, these Gen 4 cars, Jeremy, this is like a return home for us. Like coming up through NASCAR Racing 2003 season, which was iRacing's predecessor. This is the car body and generation that we had more laps than we can count on. So this is like kind of like reminiscing of times past for us.
And as they continue to work on it, iRacing's even working on the actual car. But this is the closest thing since. And this car has been on the service for basically since they launched. I forget when. It was shortly after. So, what, 15 years this thing's been on here roughly? So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a little blast in the past. This thing is completely now listed as a legacy for the ARCA side as the ARCA update dropped literally yesterday. For those who have been living underneath a rock that's not iRacing associated. So our cars are out. Gen 4 update refresh coming soon, maybe in the next season.
Gonna be
hopefully.
amazing. Gonna be amazing. Is that
The
because
most-
they scanned what? They have Kansas car scanned and Harvick's car, right? So there's your Chevy and there's your Ford scanned. So it's gonna
Possibly
be a lot better.
Gordon too.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I think I saw that anyways. Definitely Kenseth. That one was confirmed for the Ford. But there's not going to be a Dodge. There's just not. Maybe
Not
next year.
going to be a Pontiac either, unfortunately.
Yeah, not going to be a Pontiac, no. So that's a GM product that's literally a legacy in real life. Never going to happen again. And so, qualifying, Dustin. Less than a minute left. You see the board now on the right-hand side. We have a total of 16 times posted. And the man that knows how to get 3 wide done, currently top of the board, Kevin Freeze in the 25, Gabe Butler, Jeff Crosby Jr., Anthony English, and Zach Fritz currently holds the top 5 spots here as we got 30 seconds now left in this session. And these guys are filing in. This lap right here that we're on board with might not make it all the way. This Chevy Land Chevrolet here.
He's still got 25 seconds. I think he'll make it. It's going to be close, but I think he'll make it. Like I said, a lot of drivers up there. I mean, there's a lot of championship caliber, a lot of past champions up there too. Kevin Freeze, we talk about him. Jeremy, you and I pulled a lot of laps with him in the past, and you know he is your defending Premier Series champion on Mondays as well. So, I mean, he knows how to get it done. And if you look at 3 wide, you can about bet that 25 is going to be up there 3 wide for sure.
Every single race I'm a part of this league and I race in it, Kevin Freeze is 3 wide. If he is back in 10th place further on back, you're going to count him 3 wide on the top. There ain't no question about it. He's going to find somebody or even try to do it solo, and you will see it. I might have a counter on my piece of paper here saying how many times this man will go 3 wide. But Dustin, Les Levy at Dega, they are gritting here on the front stretch on this refresh of the track. I don't know if you noticed, but the Yellowwood insurance, like Talladega just quietly had an update. And so the graphics are a little different on the track. And we're going to see them live here tonight. Kevin Freeze, P1, Gabe Butler, 2nd. Row 2, going to find Jeff Crosby Jr., Anthony English in 4th. 5th place, Zach Fritz, 6th. Vince Guerrero. P7 will be Les Levy, tonight's sponsor. 8th place, Adam Kilday. 9th, Douglas Johnson. 10th place, Eric Lowry. 11th place will be Stephen Luttrell. 12th will be Nathan Warren. 13th, Dave Hunt. 14th, Joa Guerrero. 15th will be Dana Shepard. To his outside, and 16th is Jeff Crosby Sr. 17th will be Ron Walters. 18th, Derek Donna. 19th, Logan York. And 20th place, David Overstreet. 21st, Mark Mann. 22nd, Rick Sanchez. 23rd, Michael Pratt. 24th, Andrew Schroeder, Bubba Winningham, and Robert Thorns in the 832. What a wild number choice there. We'll be starting 26th. That is your 26 car lineup for the Les Levy at Dega. And the name is on the sponsor because, well, Les Levy, the driver, paid to have his name in this race broadcasted. And so since it's available for us to broadcast through him, we're going to put his name on the board here tonight, sir.
Absolutely. It's through the league and the drivers' help that allow us to be here to call the race in action for everybody out there. So we figure that our sponsors and partners get their shout out there in the top right. So why not the driver as well? You know, they're doing a good justice. So we like to give the respect and love to everybody. So much appreciation, Les, on that. And you will see different names throughout the playoffs and Jeremy into all of next season, because Nerd TV is the new home for the Buttkicker Grand National Series presented by Icon Apparel Company.
Well, there we go. And I did mention that the track had some graphic update on the front stretch. It looks new to me. If you can confirm that. I was actually going through the release notes because I second guessed myself. I know how to English well. And it said the track art overhauls included Bristol, Darlington, Dover, Homestead, Iowa, Kansas, and Las Vegas. It does not list Talladega, but I just feel like that front stretch looked different. So maybe someone could confirm that for me. Was that just not listed on their update? I'm not sure, but it looks new to me, so I'm going to count it. But half a lap, Dustin. We're going to kick off this playoff with a 26 star-studded lineup here for the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series, and we're looking forward to it, man. 70 laps of complete mayhem. Who's going to be on top? Who's going to take advantage of the early point lead?
Yeah, and that's what it's going to be. You're going to see drivers try to put themselves in good position. Remember, we do have a stage break and competition caution at lap 35 at the completion of 35, or if a caution comes out between lap 30 and 35, that will be your stage. We will be talking to the stage winner. But drivers are going to do everything they can to put themselves in position to try to gain those ever so valuable stage points. That helps add up to that championship total to try to secure a spot further in the top 8 to move on to the next round.
That's right there. Pace cars down. Just another update on the iRacing 2 to bring that into consideration. Connection black flags. If there's someone that has lag and is warping, the game will automatically give them the black flag and put them in pit road. So let's see if one of these guys, maybe or maybe not, has that affect them for the first time in OP history. Here we go. Green flag is underway. Great start through the gears here to turn number 1. Very good lighting here. They also updated the lighting. A lot of good quality of life releases here on the service this week. Going to turn 2 now on to the back straightaway. 3 on the bottom before you see a 2-car length gap. 1 car moves down to the bottom. That's the 071. As Eric Lowry and Dustin almost side by side into turn 3.
Yeah, side by side's been like that since the drop of the green flag. Gabe Butler up on that top side with Anthony English trying to give him a little bit of push. But Kevin Freeze on that bottom lane getting an equally as good push from the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. So right now that bottom lane is going to propel Kevin Freeze in line, will lead your first lap of the Les Levy at Dega race, playoff race number 1. And Jeremy, it's 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back. Drivers still trying to figure out what lanes, but you also have drivers back here that are just given space, Jeremy. They're not in any hurry because you know how it is. The rule of racing, especially at super speedways, is in order to finish the race, you first have to make it to the finish. So we all know the that ever dreaded big one that can sit here and take place. But Jeremy, we have some drivers that they're not waiting. We already have some drivers taking to that top side there, and that looks like it's going to be Logan York and John Guerrera are on that top side right now trying to get something moving.
Yep, those two drivers 3 wide there, led by the classic Toyota Camry. I forgot how much I kind of like that low key there. And 3 wide for the race lead now. 2 cars can pull alongside the race leaders on the top side of Talladega. They got a really good 2-car hookup right now as 3rd and 4th car follow suit here. Closing in on the 2 there. Can it sustain or do they fall back? We're still 3 wide into turn 3 now in turn 4. They do fall back a lane or so back to 6th place. Off into turn 4. Do they get the steam? It does not look like it. This might be short-lived.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing. You can get a hellacious run on that top side, but it does seem to die down until you get built back up again. Temperatures are going to play a factor. Right now, Logan York is in that 2nd car right now. He has to do temperature management. You stay tucked up behind. You do not get any air on that front nose. That motor will overheat, and you can tend to pop a motor on that one. Something else to make mention while we're watching this racing, you will see cars drop below the apron and fall back. Zach Fritsch was one of those. He was running right up there around that top 10 area, and he dropped down to the apron and fell back to the back. That's a safety call. Again, drivers, we have this sixth sense at times, Jeremy, where something just doesn't feel right. We feel like something's going to happen, and we get the hell out of Dodge. We don't want to be anywhere around that, so you will see drivers throughout the race do that depending on what part of the race we're at.
100%, especially at lap number 5. You go 3 wide, and some people in 15th are like, you know what? This ain't worth it. I ain't going to be a part of this, as we got pit stops coming up in like 10 laps or so. I see 8 to 10 currently bouncing around live on the YouTube side, so appreciate y'all joining in. Chats are open. We'll shout you out. Speaking of which, head nerd in charge, Mrs. Brandy Logston.
There she is.
And everyone hope everyone has a good race. And I don't know why she said fail that snack, though. I have Hershey Kisses right here in my hand and to the right side of me. I have my snack, though, so I'm not sure. But regardless, we're still side by side for the race lead.
So there's a long story to that, folks. Long story, but I'll shorten it up. Jeremy always has a snack handy, always. So that's the running joke between my lovely wife, the head nerd in charge, and Jeremy is that snack, though. So, but back to the race in action, Jeremy. We have seen Gabe Butler was able to clear on that high side and take the race lead over from Kevin Freese. Now Kevin Freese is in a pushing situation right now. But those drivers are used to running with each other. They're teammates on Mondays, teammates all over the place. But that's going to put Anthony English in that 44 on that top side now, trying to get something going. And he's getting some heavy pushes from the 14 of Vicente Guerrero right now.
Very good work here on the outside. 44, remember, highest in the top 3 the last 3 races, highest in points earned, is now your new race leader on the inside lane, Anthony English. The ginger parent on the YouTube side saying, good vibes for Dana Shepard and Derek Donna. The family that races together stays together. So Dana and Derek are being cheered on by Ginger here tonight, as well as last week too. So appreciate you joining in and want some more. Absolutely. But since the 44 took the inside, Dustin, usually if it's Xfinity or trucks, the outside can get a little more momentum than this. But right now the 14, Mr. Vince Guerrero, struggling to get back to the 44's door panel.
Yeah, well, and the thing is Adam Kilday is given a little bit extra room in between them. He's not actually getting up on the rear bumper where Gabe Butler was really giving Anthony English's rear bumper the business in a good way. And it took a little bit for Adam Kilday to get closed back up to Guerrero there, but now he's closed up. You can see that little bit of wobble there. He's trying to stay in line. That's how you know he was right on him. So that top line should be slowly starting to creep forward here just a little bit now that they're starting to get a little bit more organized.
That they are a little more organized off of turn 2, or turn 4 rather, heading off into the tri-oval. Oh, 091 being frisky. Back to 3 wide. He's going to bring the 46, David Overstreet, potentially with him. He's looking, but no sustained momentum for
That was a
Logan York.
close merge. I don't know if you caught that in that camera angle, but man, there was almost no room between York's bumper and Nate Warren's rear bumper there.
And with the whole car length of spare behind him, squeezing it out there on the nose. A little risky business being inside the top 10 here, but he goes back to the top to turn 3, and now he's got some friends with Overstreet and the 53 a Dave Hunt. 3 cars on the top, hunting, speaking of Hunt, for that top spot. They're scattered all across this front straightaway.
Yeah, and they really are. So Hunt and York have been up in that top side. They were part of that initial group that took it 3 wide Overstreet. First time he's hopped up there. They're trying to get something moving right now. But I was talking about that center line, Jeremy, and look who's creeped up almost neck and neck with your race leader of Anthony English. That's none other than the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Again, organized, now bumper to bumper, and look at the push. But Logan York getting a heck of a push right now from the 46 of Overstreet and the 53 of Dave Hunt.
As we have about 5 laps at most before we're going to see these all these cars come down pit road for some virtual Sunoco fuel, but they're racing pretty strong against one another. Now on the front straightaway to start lap number 11. And here we are, 44 is going to lead that lap. No, wait, I'll take that back. 14, Vince Guerrero with a very strong run. Just on the exit of the Travelona, sneaked that lap lead for the 14 Camp Pierce. Still 3 wide, 4 on the top, about 6 or 7 in the middle. Everybody else following suit on the bottom.
Absolutely. And just because we love doing it, just to give a shout out, I will work on the colors. I was expecting the purple to be a little brighter for the championship drivers up on your ticker there to show you who was in the playoff 16. And it's a little hard to read. So that will be corrected for next week's race. So I do apologize on that. But we do know that Derek Donna was shouted out as well. A family that stays together, races together. So Derek Donna playing the safe route there. Dana Shepard also in the 43 playing that safe route, sitting in the back. So not a bad idea this early on in the race.
I didn't even notice the color correction there. Yeah, I can't read that for nothing.
No, I would, like I said, I was hoping, I can usually get it pretty close, but I thought it was going to be lighter than that, so it was going to be a little closer to white.
Purple's a tough color to work with.
It really is.
Overlays.
It really is, but we'll get it fixed. I promise you guys, we'll get it fixed for next week and make life a lot easier for your peepers out there trying to see where drivers are sitting at.
Just know you know your favorite driver's number. You see it next to the name, so you can read those anyways. So as for completing lap 12 on to lap 13, we're still 3 wide, only 2 cars. Logan York, 4 wide. Dave Hunt, a little door check to the number 8 of Michael Pratt. Now back to 3 wide. Very sketchy moment there. Contact had been made before turn 1. Now they go back to 3 wide, only in 2 columns here in the field, about for 10th place or so. Everybody else 2 by 2, and Dustin, I think this is the time where you want to find the bottom lane, because in just a matter of a couple laps, based on OP averages with 45% fuel range, you're going to be pitting in the next 2 laps.
Yeah, and just to go back to that 4 wide situation, there's enough room at Talladega to go 4 wide. You can go 4 wide as long as the drivers can hold their line. The issue is the spotter, there's no programming in the software to let you know that you're 4 wide. So unless the drivers are shouting out, which they usually do a pretty good job to let people know when they're 4 wide, but unless they're actually shouting it out in race comms, your spotter doesn't tell you that you're 4 wide. It just says 3 wide, which means you're essentially out there blind, not knowing that you actually have an extra car. So that's why those 4 wide situations can get a little sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, that's one update that a lot of drivers have been asking for. Is SuperSpeedway racing in the NASCAR world is still super prevalent with a lot of drivers, including yourself. So having that 4 wide quality of life update would be nice. They had a great one this time, but just a little more spotter attention would be appreciated there. Lap 15 now. So this is where I would say the lap where some people would come down. We're about to find out here. 3 wide, still 3 cars on the top, 6 in the middle. Everybody else on the bottom off of turn 2 here. Do they have their partners? It looks like it, Dustin.
Yeah, I'm thinking they can go a little further, Jeremy, with the fuel run on these and that 45% fuel stint. So this series here is fixed at a 45% fuel load, unlimited tires, only 1 fast repair, 2 green-white checkered attempts, lucky dog and waiver rounds are in effect. At 45%, I would say that they have probably about another 2 to 3 laps before they really got to start doing it. That's why you're starting to see that middle line and that top line really start to empty out. We did have a long line on that center line, and now we only have about 6 cars on that line. But if you look at an inside line, they're all lined up, Jeremy. So I'm saying probably this time by to next time by, you might start to see some takers, but Vicente Guerrero is able to clear that top spot, putting him in front of Anthony English. Pit stops on the way.
Our senior ballsy correspondent, Brandy Logston, saying they're getting ballsy going 4 wide at this track early, which is absolutely for certain. Not this time. Still every single driver out on the front straightaway, not coming down pit road. A little sketchy there. The 25, Kevin Freeze, dips below the yellow line momentarily. Maybe the car got a little upset. It'd be weird to have that on the tri-oval, but nonetheless, we're still 3 wide, 2 cars up at the top. You got Bubba Whittingham trying to get the third line still to roll, but he just can't close in. He's probably just dipped down there behind the 8, Michael Pratt, and just call it a day, but he's still hanging up top there. As we're looking on back from the 14 from his rear window, looking at the entire OP field through turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, some beautiful camera angles provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Love the work that they do, and they do some amazing stuff that allows us as producers to really showcase, things for these drivers here. So it's an amazing thing. Plus, we have some fun stuff that we throw in, but I'd have to agree. Ballsy going 4 wide. It can be done, but we already talked about the limitations in the software that can kind of convolute that. But Jeremy, working lap 18 right now, so 17 in the books. I would expect to have some takers coming down pit road again this time. We already had one. Jeff Crosby Jr. and Zach Fritsch have already been down pit road. That's why they're down there. And here we go. Green flag pit stops on the way. You see them coming in. Brake lock, multiple brake lock. Contact made. That's going to be Schroeder and Dave Hunt. Oh, man, that's going to be a tough one there. And that's the tough thing, Jeremy, that a lot of people don't realize. You are coming in so fast and so hard into these pits, and you are trying to woe it down to pit road speed of 55 miles an hour. It's not an easy thing to do. You have to brake, you have to trans brake, and it's tough. It really is.
Andrew Schroeder really showing what it's like to be a New York Jets fan as he overlocks it up, drives into the back of the 53, came on the radio and said, "I am so sorry, Dave. Did not mean to do that, of course, but nonetheless, going to cost them some valuable time." Is looking at the 88, Gabe Butler. He's coming down here with a couple of friends as we go to the Nerd TV replay to see exactly what a New York Jets fan looks like as he's on the Nerd TV Rewind now. VHS tape. Spin that thing back with your fat number 2 pencil. And here we go. Pit road entrance. Comes down hot and heavy.
And look at that slide. Look at that lock. He was on the binders trying to slow it down, and it's tough. It is really tough. And Jeremy, we've raced with Schroeder a lot of times. It's excellent guy to race around. Super fun guy, super clean. And that same situation has happened to every driver that has raced on SuperSpeedway coming in for green flag pit stops. No joke, has happened to every driver at least once.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it, you've done it, everyone's done it. It's part of the gig when you do SuperSpeedway is you try to maximize your efficiency getting into pit road on entrance and exit. And sometimes you just cross that line, and once you cross it, there's no return. And sometimes you're the bowling ball, and sometimes you're the bowling pin. So, with that being said, looking out through the field here, the 48 scheme, aka the 25, Kevin Freeze, leading the way. Gabe Butler behind him. The 071, Eric Lowry. And you got the old Greg Biffle scheme behind them, Nathan Warren. As he just got passed by 3 cars, Logan York, Adam Kilday, as a, by Dustin's reaction, just skinned by.
That was so close, like so close. Man.
And maybe a little beef here, as Kevin said, don't do that again, or whatever's going to happen. And then Logan just simply said, okay.
Oh, man, that was super close. We're going to slow it down. Like, this is going at a ridiculous pace. Look at that.
That's not the third close call from him tonight. Logan, you're trying to push the buttons.
But, man, everybody made it out, though. Everybody made it out. And now what you're seeing, Jeremy, is the product of green flag pit stops. Some drivers can get on super quick, super fast. Others take a more conservative approach, and now you're seeing this entire field kind of break up a little bit. You look at the track map, we are on board with Anthony English right now. Cameras are focused on him. He is that purple dot leading the way. Look at the separation in packs, Jeremy. You got about 4, 5, 6 different packs that are out there now because of the green flag pit stops. And then you're also going to have drivers like Vicente Guerrero, Jeremy. Looks like he got tagged on pit road for a penalty. That's why he's a lap down, because remember, he came in and he was leading one of the packs. And now he's off the lead lap.
And he's out of the draft, too, off this lead lap pack. And first penalty of the night there. And to answer Ginger Parent's question, is there a halfway stage tonight? Yes. Well, we will be at the halfway mark at the conclusion of lap 35. Caution will fly, pending that there's not a caution within 5 laps of that mark, or else we'll find stage a touch bit early. So, and then our friends at Global Racing Esports Network, ones we talk to on Sundays, say, who am I rooting for? Dustin, who do they root for here? You have some opinions.
Lester, you root for anybody that you want to. We've spent a lot of time with all these drivers. That's why we elected to come over here and broadcast, because they're part of the family. A lot of the drivers over here they're good, clean drivers, good attitudes. But I mean, if you're wanting to root for somebody that has a chance to win the championship, buddy, it's going to be one of those 16 drivers right there. Some of which are on your screen right now. Kevin Freeze is in the hunt. Anthony English, Adam Kilday in that 85 there. So anybody with the purple spoiler, and that's something else to highlight, the purple spoiler and the purple front valence tape, those drivers, and the windshield decal, the purple windshield decal, those are your playoff drivers. So nice and easy way for you to pick out playoff drivers in a very crowded track, especially when they're 2 or 3 wide.
Michael, that was a very, very political answer, Dustin. I'm gonna give you a better answer. You pick your favorite classic scheme out there. There's a ton of them. There's a Ken Schrader out there. There's an old Greg Biffle. There's a Mellow Yellow out there. There's a Ryan Newman.
A mellow
Little.
yellow. A mellow. You're naming names, man. What driver is that?
The 44, Mr. English, Anthony English.
That's a Kyle Petty scheme, my man. Kyle Petty.
I said Mellow Yellow. I said what I said.
Yeah, but you were naming names. Like, there's a Greg Biffle scheme out there, and then you get to the Mellow Yellow, and you're like, nah, man, I'm not going to give Kyle Petty any love. So, nah, it's just a Mellow Yellow scheme.
He can stay on TNT, okay? No longer a summer series announcer / pit road guy. So, but you're right, Kyle Petty scheme. So you pick that, and he said name your favorite. Okay, so keeping the complete unbiased opinion, I am going to probably, I would troll if I had one answer in particular. We'll leave that to the side. I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of clean drivers, and A lot of them are clean, like you said, but I like the 12, Zach Fritsch. He's pretty good, pretty solid. Mike Pratt, we've not talked anything bad about him. He's pretty good. Mark Mann, I don't know. There's just so many good names. But I'd said pick your scheme just because, that's what I go. My first driver, Dustin, when I grew up, 4 years old, looking at the screen, watching the Daytona 500, I said I like that Rusty Wallace car. I said I like that blue Ford, and that was it. The number 2 was my favorite car. That's how I chose. So,
yeah, and that's the way to go. I mean, it's that's how the head nerd in charge does it. I usually get text messages saying, "Ooh, I like that car. It's pretty." So, hey, that's how it works. I mean, that's what, as kids, it was the same way, You go with what is aesthetically pleasing to you, so.
That's right.
That's just the way it goes. But back to the racing. Back to the racing action. We have this pack right here, Jeremy. This right here is one car shy of your top 10. One car shy. So Zach Fritsch and Jeff Crosby Jr. are rounding out the backpack of this. That is 8th and 9th. And then you have to go a little further back to Les Levy, our race sponsor for tonight. He is leading this next pack right now, trying to chase down that lead pack. He's getting help from Michael Pratt in the 8, Mark Mann in the 04. I got to give a shout out to Mark Mann as well. Sorry I didn't do you proud this past Monday, but we still got a couple races, my guy. Dana Shepard is there, Derek Donna, so those two working together. So they are all in line trying to get closed back up to this lead pack. Jeremy working lap 28, so 27 in the books, working lap 28. Remember, completion of lap 35 is going to be your stage break. That's going to be your competition caution as you see the 8 of Pratt pull out. That is very synonymous with temperature control. He might have been getting a little too hot, so he's pulling out. Letting Mark Mann go up there. What?
Sorry. I have to have you go back to the main pack. Look at this. Oh, look at this. 3 wide all the way through until I say something, then Kevin Freeze messes up. But they are 3 wide, 4 rows deep, through turns 1 and turn 2. These guys are going to go 4 wide as they split one of the cars that used to be on the lead lap before the pit stop cycle there. But man, for a moment in time, it was just amazing to watch 3 on 3 on 3.
Well, you know why that is. Because we just completed lap 29, just started lap 30. So at any point in time, once they complete this lap, at any point in time from that point on, the caution flag will end stage. So that's why they are trying to get themselves in position right now. They got 2 more corners to go through. You got Gabe Butler, Eric Laurie up in that top lane, that 3rd lane, trying to get something going. You got Kevin Freeze leading the bottom lane with help from the 44 of Anthony English. You have Adam Kilday leading the middle lane with help from Nate Warren coming through the tri-oval, getting ready to cross the start-finish line. Next caution flag will end stage. The question is, Jeremy, who are we going to be talking to under that stage break caution?
That is a solid point. We did not say it before, we're saying it now, and like we did the last 2 weeks, stage winner will be in the booth as long as they're in Discord. We'll be able to talk to them, and we'll find out within the next 5 laps. Still, here we go. Gabe Butler 3 wide with the 1st and 2nd rows in this battle.
Contact. Laurie and Warren there, a little bit of drift up from that center lane. That's how close that racing's getting, Jeremy.
Absolutely. Look at the pressure from Kevin onto the door panel of Anthony English, just trying to utilize all. Oh, he's roughing up the 091. Remember, that was that cutoff driver on the cross path of the nose of the 25, so he's going to give him very little room. And now he's going to use that little touch he did, got a little extra boost of momentum. Gets to the 44, side-by-side race lead. 4 laps to go, 3.5 before stage end.
Yeah, and why this racing is going on, Jeremy, that top side is building momentum. Gabe Butler now working his way in. Gabe Butler has moved to the top. He's going to clear, move to the middle, run the middle. Is he going to clear and go to the bottom or stay in front of Kevin Freeze? He's going to stay in front of Kevin Freeze. A little bit of wobble, but keeps it going. Eric Laurie in the wall. That's going to put Zach Fritsch down to that midline.
Kevin pushing the issue, bumping The 88 of Gabe Butler in the center of the corner. You can't do that in these cars. They go underneath the bumper of the other car in front of you. You don't have the super speedway bumpers. They both double clear the 44. Now they got 5 on the bottom, 2 on the top here, 2.5 laps to go.
Yeah, so now you've got more on that bottom line. I guarantee you if Anthony English can clear the 85, he's going to hop up to that midline, but that's not going to happen. That 85 is getting an excellent push from Jeff Crosby Jr. now as they're starting to try to work their way up. Running out of time, working lap 33. Again, stage break is at the conclusion of lap 35, Jeremy, so starting to run out of time. But leading the way, Gabe Butler in the 88 with excellent push help from the 25 of Kevin Freeze.
2 by 2 by 2, 3 rows deep here into turn number 1. 85 on the top, 88 on the bottom. Who's going to have the biggest help here for the next 1.75 laps around this 2.66 mile Talladega Superspeedway? Middle of the back stretch now. 85 trying to get all the side draft he can. With only 2 cars, he needs a little more help. Gabe, a whole car length ahead, just about, as we go on to the cockpit camera in reverse, looking over the hands and the helmet of the inside guide, Mr. Gabe Butler, looking ahead now. Front straight away. Here we go. 1 lap to go before stage in.
Now 1 lap to go, so they will hit 35. This is the white flag for stage 1 completion. Caution will come out if they can make it all the way back around, but the big battle right now happening between these 2 drivers. That's Gabe Butler in the 88, Adam Kilday in the 85. Battle of the 80s right now. Is a drag race down the backstretch, Jeremy. Neck and neck, nose to nose. Third lane goes up there. That's going to be Nate Warren and Zach Fritsch. They're trying to get a run going. This could be a 3-way battle here if that momentum on the top side can maintain. Right now, Gabe Butler able to pull forward. Momentum lost in the center lane as they work their way off of turn 4, down the first dogleg, through the tri-oval. As they come off of the tri-oval right now, looks like Gabe Butler will take stage 1 win.
Nicely done there. Just waiting for the caution to fly. Have not seen it yet. They're calling for it.
There it is.
Go. We had to wait for 10th place to cross the line. That is the iRacing code command. You have to wait till 10 cars cross the line. But I think Gabe Butler was still able to secure that position regardless. So Gabe Butler awarded stage points wins, and he'll be talking to us here in just the next probably lap or 2.
Yeah, and the reason for that is because that's an admin thrown caution. So 10th place was further back. They award stage points for the top 10. So they have to wait for 10th place to pass so it locks in his position, especially if he's in a side-by-side heated battle. It's the only fair way to do it. So now that we are under caution, Jeremy, we will be talking to the driver of the 88 there. And the head nerd in charge, my wife, says she agrees. And I talked about she picks cars based on how pretty they are. And she said that she's digging the 85 scheme. That's the 85 of Mr. Adam Kilday. She likes that metal militia, but I think it's more the shine down on that quarter panel that she's digging.
That is absolutely what she's digging there. And Dustin, speaking of digging, we need to dig through some of these commercials. We're going to go picture in picture. Thank our partners as these guys on the track take their pit stops. And we will be right back to talk to your stage winner. And back to full screen here is most of the leaders have caught the pace car as we got just over a lap and a quarter left before we see the green flag fly for stage number 2 start. And we want to try to bring in Mr. Gabe Butler in the 88, our stage winner. We're going to pull him out of channel Team 8 to get him into our area here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Gabe Butler, this is Jeremy, the Nerd TV booth. You have a copy.
I got you, fellas. What's going on?
Hey, man, stage winner here as you come back down pit road. So I won't, I'll let you kind of focus on that a little bit. But
you're good. You're good.
yeah, 10-4 on that. So how hard was it to maintain the lead for a decent amount of this stage and get that win?
That's pretty tough. I mean, I had a great pusher in Kevin there, and then Eric gave me a super push up on top to get me to lead there, put me in position to get that stage, and Kevin finished it off. So fantastic effort on the teammates there.
And I noticed though, a couple laps before stage in that Kevin Freeze bumped you hard in turn 3 and 4. It almost knocked you sideways. Is that something that's been happening a lot, or is that one of those like rare moments to where you had like a oh shit moment?
Bit of both, but you know, Kevin's a really good pusher, and I know what to expect, so I was anticipating it. And so, I mean, if he caught somebody off guard with a push like that, they'd probably send him flying. But we work together quite a bit, so we kind of know each other's traits. And of course, we're in the same Discord, so he's able to tell me you got a shot coming, so I brace for it.
Lot 10-4 on that. Very good. And then last question. You just took your time in pit road. Is that strategy call there?
That is a strategy call. I want to get as much fuel as I can and get 4 tires. The rights tend to wear quite a bit on this thing. So I like taking 4 when I can. We're under caution. I think we can make it back up.
Absolutely, man. Well, cars look sporty. 3 wide looks like it can work. So good luck to you, and maybe we'll talk to you here after the conclusion of another 30-plus laps.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good one. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Move Gabe Butler back to his channel, Team 8. I use that for my visual and audio reference to move him back to the correct channel, because he can't do that himself, because he's racing a race car, Dustin. So there we go. We're about to take the green flag here. Anthony English on the point here with the 62. Les Levy, tonight's sponsor. Appreciate you, Les, for putting in some money to put your name on this show and to allow us to broadcast for you tonight.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all.
And yeah, like you said, 3 wide can work. That's how he got to that top spot there from Eric Laurie, was that excellent push. So if they can get organized, the winner can come from any of these 3 lanes, Jeremy. And depending on what happens, could be could be the 4th lane. Green flag flies. Anthony English leads the way right now. Like you said, Les Levy outside, leading that outside row. Now you see everybody lined up on the inside, Jeremy. That's because a lot of people came down pit road a second time to fill up, and that puts them at the tail end of the longest line, which is usually always the inside row. But we got some new names up there. We've seen Anthony English up there. Dana Shepard in the 43 is up there. Michael Pratt is up there. Derek Dunn is up there. Douglas Johnson's up there. So a lot of new names. Mark Mann worked his way up into the top 10 now. Once again, he was up there earlier, but then fell back. So this has kind of shuffled the field a little bit. And as you can see, it's definitely shuffled the running order. And there are cars everywhere, Jeremy. 3 wide as we run.
Fast cars moving up to the front. Mid-pack cars falling back. This is where things get pretty chaotic. 3 wide, the 16, Nathan Warren, really just trying to do it all by his lonesome. Tried bringing Bubba Winningham with him, but Bubba would not have anything of it. Now we're going to have one car. That's going to be the 215. Derek Donna going to slide up in front of the 16, who had some terrible luck last week, looking to capitalize on a very good return and refresh here as he's trying to get back to the, or at least to the front for the first time. He's been up here a couple times, Dustin, but he's making a strong effort now as you got his onboard telemetry there, 193 on the top of turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's 195 mile an hour through the corners as it sits right now. Down the straightaways, look at the draft speed side by side with Kevin Freeze in the 25. Further down, you can see Michael Pratt in the 8. That's how it looks, 3 wide, battling here. when you can see it from the broadcast perspective. But Jeremy, when you're in the car, it's a completely different view. You don't get a lot of those extra views, so you really got to listen to what's going on. You got to listen to the spotter, the other drivers, and again, that sixth sense, almost like you know that there's a car there. You know, it's a lot of things play into factor. But Jeremy, 3 wide right now. We are 2 wide. Les Levy does clear that lead, hops down to the low lane in front of Anthony English. Dave Hunt in that top side, pushed by Logan York. Looked like we had a little bit of wiggle there out of the 25 of Derek Donna, or the 215, not the 25, and he's falling back, Jeremy. So that high line that had some good momentum is now diminishing.
Yeah, a couple laps of solid pushing. The temper. Oh, really out of shape there. The 62 Les Levy. I think maybe that come from a bad bump from Anthony English. As the 12 on the radio saying, quote, "Holy shit," end quote. As an excellent save by Les. And that's going to scatter the inside. Now the outside is going to have that momentum. They shift down, triple clear the race leader. New person to the front, number 091, Logan York.
Absolutely. Head nerd in charge. So we're going to have to, we will pass that message on there. My sweet wife, she says, great job to Gabe Butler. You did a great job for stage 1. And he's picking up right where he left off. Jeremy, we just talked to him. He was all the way in the back. He's on that second line, making a bid to take the lead away from Logan York right now, trying to get cleared from help. Logan York goes up. Wow, goes up and makes contact with the 88. Slows him up, but Gabe Butler still staying in it. Oh, my goodness.
And we still have beef between the 25 and the 091. Don't make them, don't make mention that they're tandem each other, nose to tail on the inside lane. But the 091 slid up into the door panel of the 88, and 25 just simply said, "Hey, now stay low."
Yeah,
and
that was
091 didn't like that.
No, that was a big drift up. I mean, these cars, you can see they move a little bit through the corners, down the straightaways. I mean, these things, it's not as easy as a lot of people think to just drive in a straight line or keep them smooth. But that was a big drift out of the 091 to make door contact with the 88. But Gabe Butler still staying in it. Nate Warren still giving excellent pushes, peeking the nose out, trying to do some temperature control management there as he's going down the backstretch right now, side by side. And I was expecting that. I was about ready to say Logan York leaving that inside open too much. And the 25 peeked his nose down there. That was a warning call from the 25 of Kevin Free saying, you leave that door open, I will take it.
And the 832 stuffed his nose in there and he got cut off by the 25, it looked like on my camera. So a couple things scattering around. Plus I saw Derek Donna, I think, brushed the wall in turn 3. I saw some smoke come off that wall. He slows up just a little bit. Oh, the 091 cuts off Kevin Freeze once more. Not playing any games. Logan is back to the point. Gabe Butler in the middle. Fresh tires, full tank of fuel, and he went from back to the front in 3 laps. So this man's not playing around as well. Dustin, spicy. 25 laps to go.
Yeah, 25 laps to go. This race is coming down, and look who is on that top side right now, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Remember, just prior to that last stage break when we did first green flag pit stops, he went a lap down on a pit road penalty, but that caution came out. He was able to get his lap back, and now he's battling on that top side with big push help from the 04 of Mark Mann and Derek Donna in that 215. So that lane's starting to get a little bit of momentum going. Freeze, York in the center with Gabe Butler behind them. And that is going to put the 832 of Robert Thorens in that low line. We're getting help from the 53 Dave Hunt.
They are trying. The inside lane has... Oh, the 25. Oh, my man.
Oh!
Why? Yes.
Got a little loose,
wheels.
and that's going to push him back up to that mid lane. Man, I tell you what, he got wobbly loose on that one there, but was able to maintain. But he moved back up to the top side on that one in front of Logan York in the 091. So, yeah, Jeremy, a lot of lane changes. Drivers trying to maintain lane control the draft, but they're also trying to give the drivers that are helping them some air on their front nose. Remember, temperature control is very, very tough on here. So that's why you'll see drivers move lanes to try to jump up to allow some fresh, cool air to get to the front bumper of the person that's been pushing them for the last 4 laps.
And I'm saying if you're going to be the one telling someone not to cut off your nose, you can't be doing it back to them and to others at the same time. And he's doing it now back-to-back laps, getting to turn 3. He's going to cut off at 0.91. That one makes sense, but the other one to the 8.32, I don't know about that. But 88 back with the 44 up alongside the 25, 0.91. These guys 2x2 for the race lead, 3 wide for the next 3 rows back, completing this lap on 48. Now on lap 49, 22 laps to go in the Leslie Talladega.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, between the 25 and the 0.91, I get that one. The other one that Kevin Freese did, I mean, something you have to play factor in, we talked about it, was trying to get air. We've been in a number of races, Jeremy, where a guy's been pushing, and when they see that that car is clear, they'll be on the radio yelling, saying, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, because they need air to their front nose. Otherwise, they're going to grenade that engine. So we've seen drivers a number of times do fast cuts like that just to do that, just to make sure that driver doesn't pop a motor.
Absolutely, that makes sense. I don't know if I'm at 832, I'm like, oh, look, I got an open window. Let me just drive my car here. And then I'm like, oh, crap, nope, that plane closed up in a hurry. Has to have a big checkout moment there. But that last lap seemed to be pretty clean overall. Still 2x2 for 3 lanes now, or 3 rows before you get to that 3 wide with a 14. Vince Guerrero still trying to lead the charge with him and only one other guy, which is going to be very difficult at this point in the race. Pit stops coming up in the next 6 to 7 laps, maybe even 8. I think it's around 8 laps, actually. So one more guaranteed pit stop before these guys are going to set sail the rest of the way to finish off this thing here. As they're exiting turn number 4. Still 2, now 3 cars to the top on the 3rd lane.
Yeah, Jeff Crosby Jr. joined the Guerrero man tandem there. Is Vicente Guerrero side by side with Les Levy and Adam Kilday on the inside. They've been 3 wide now for about the last 3 laps, but with a little bit more help now, that top line may actually start to get some momentum. If they can get one more car up there to really start breaking that draft up a little bit, you're going to see them really propel forward, especially if these drivers in the middle and the bottom lane keep switching like that. Look at the big draft break in between cars, and that's going to allow the 14 of Vicente Guerrero to ahead just by a little bit on corner entry. So this is going to be a close one right now, Jeremy, but again, they're back to 2 cars. So the cars that they had up there, now gone, and look what happened when that one car, they lost just 1 in that draft. It is now a struggle bus.
Hate to lose our momentum here, but I have some sponsors to thank before, so I'm going to try to rail off a couple of these. First one is Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles, the official hobby store for the Nerditudes. They're out of New York, and they have a large collection of many things nerdy. 1,000 comic books plus to choose from, action figures of all sorts, collectible trading cards from all varieties, NASCAR diecast as well, because they support us on the iRacing platform. And so if you want to up your nerddom right after this broadcast, head yourself over to DustyPete's.com today. Super Nerd is your checkout code to save 15% of your online order of $20 or more. And Dustin, I'm going to rail right to another one, like I said. No one without a commercial break. Victory Fuel, official hydration partner for the Nerditudes. Love this drink. It's not a large can. It's only 12 fluid ounces.
So
but hey,
good.
It's got a lot of 3 great flavors. A lot of flavor for just a energy water, basically. A lot of vitamins. Absence of caffeine, no colors, so it's all natural, plenty of vitamins, healthy for the entire family to drink. And like I said, 3 flavors. You got fruit punch, you got grape, you got lemon, and you can find that all at drinkvictory.com. Again, your Super Nerd checkout code going to save you 10%.
Yeah, amazing products, amazing sponsors that we have over here at Nerditudes and Nerd TV. You know, as well as the commercials you've seen, you know, we have partners that work with Nerditudes that are also partnered with OP, Buttkicker being one of those. Icon Apparel Company and iRacing iFlag. You know, it's a big family that we have over here, and it's what allows us to keep doing this and having fun doing it. But Jeremy, 17 laps to go. We see that 3 wide is non-existent because we do have at least 1 green flag pit stop remaining. as it sits right now, that fuel window is technically open if you do not want to give any buffer for green-white checkers, and that's 2 green-white checkered attempts, but that fuel window technically is open as it sits right now. As you see, Gabe Butler drop from the top line down in front of Kevin Freese, where he's been comfortable running, getting those pushes. You heard him talk about that. They ran a lot there in his stage winner interview, but that's going to leave Anthony English and Eric Laurie up in that top line all by themselves, Jeremy, but I see a real long line on that inside, Jeremy, and you know what that means.
That means it's time to come down pit road and get 4 fresh tires or maybe just Sunoco fuel. That's what that means. That's going to happen here in the next couple laps. And this is definitely the calm before the storm when it comes to pit road, that is. We saw one contact with the 48 into the 53 on the first pit stop sequence. Do we have a cleaner setup for round 2? Let's see, 1 car, 2, 4, 5 cars on pit road this time here. Now 6 late entrants there from the 33.
Fritz locking it
down. Jeff Crosby Jr. risking it for the Saltine Trisket. Let's see what he did here at the line. I got it on the radar. Crossing the cone at 76 miles an hour.
Ooh.
Did not make it on that. Does iRacing give him that buffer, though? We'll find out.
Yeah, there is a buffer on that. It's tough, and it's a gamble every time you do that. And, folks, I can't stress it enough. I mean, you've seen a lot of tire smoke from lockup coming in the pits. Remember, these cars are pulling over 200 mile an hour down the straights, over 195 mile an hour in the corner. That'd be like you going 195 mile an hour and trying to slam your brakes on your car and try to woe it down to 55 mile an hour. Not an easy task by any means.
And he got the penalty. He has that 40-second hold for breaking rules in the rule books. You cannot do that, Jeff Crosby Jr. And he will not be continuing that last 3 race trend of most points earned. He will be finishing a lap down unless there's a couple cautions, which I don't want to break the curse, Dustin, or the streak, but not a caution that's been thrown by a wreck tonight.
Absolutely. The only caution thrown tonight was the competition caution at the end of stage 1. I would expect this group right here on your screen to be coming down pit road this time. So pit road is going to be heating up and getting super busy as they will be coming down. And here they come, all of them filing down. You're going to see the tire smoke. There you go. There's 2 of them locking it up, 3 of them, 4 of them.
4 wide. Contact.
Oh, man, it's like the worst traffic jam. You think driving 3 wide on the track is bad? It is like the worst traffic jam trying to funnel down pit road. It's like taking the track and going from 4 lanes down to 2 lanes because of construction. It's just, it does not work.
And we missed it too. The last pit stop there, or last lap, there was 2 cars that came down pit road. Douglas Johnson, Michael Pratt, both. One had an unsafe pit entrance, and the other one sped. So they both had a 40-second hold as well. So 3 penalties have been issued out on this round of green flag pit stops. I'm going through that last set to see if there's any more holds on pit lane. And no, that last set was all clear and good to go. So 3 total penalties handed out on this round's last stop.
And seeing that's tough, especially for the 33. You seen him right there leaving the frame of the screen. It's tough for that 33 because he is a championship contender. But anything could happen right now. You know, he could still get laps back. He can still get up there. Plus, you got to remember there's still 2 more races to go before we have to go from 16 drivers down to 8. So still a lot can happen. But right now on the track, Dave Hunt is still showing in first place. As he is coming out of pit road, he's going into turn 1 on that apron. You're going to see Andrew Schroeder pass him there. Right there goes Jeff Crosby Jr. There goes Douglas Johnson. Those drivers were drivers that did receive penalties, but it's a slow apron. And here comes the leaders led by Kevin Freese, but he might be able to rejoin and try to get a little draft help. But Freese leading the way right now, followed by the 85 of Kilday, 88 of Butler, 44 of Anthony English, and the 091 of Logan York. That is your top 5 right now as that pack has kind of separated themselves.
They have, momentarily. There is a large pack of 7 cars coming up through the field. They're going to gobble up the 4 cars in front of them. And then they're going to have a nice little 12, 13 car pack. And they're going to have 10 laps or so to get to the top 5.
And
Do they have enough time? Can they stay formed up?
They'll definitely do it. So you see right now, Vicente Guerrero, Nathan Warren going around the 53 of Dave Hunt. They're still staying in it. That second pack there, which is led by race sponsor Les Levy. He's getting help from Eric Laurie in the 071. They're closing in using the lap down car of Douglas Johnson as a pole to try to get them closer to that lead pack, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. 11 laps to go, Jeremy. They will close in on it, and I guarantee you this next pack, at least part of that pack, as now you see 3 cars have separated themselves. That is going to be Vicente Guerrero, Nathan Warren, and the 36 of Stephen Luttrell kind of separated themselves. They will catch this lead pack, but they're only going to have they're only going to have a short amount of laps to do anything with it.
Yeah, those last 4 cars catching were a half a second faster, and now they are there. So that main pack has gained 4 more cars. So we're going to have a total of about 10 to 11 in this little set here, and then we're going to have everybody else scattered out single file behind them. Those guys behind, I do not believe will have a chance unless this main pack just stays 2x2, which creates a parachute effect on the cars around them as we're coming around turn 4 here. Going to come up to 9 laps to go to open up this playoff session for the OP Grand National Buttkicker Series. Got the Les Levy at Talladega. 3 wide race lead.
Yeah, 3 wide at race lead, and this is what that second pack led by Vicente Guerrero wants to see, because this is going to slow them down, that parachute effect. They did the exact same thing that second pack led by Les did, which was use that lap down car of Douglas Johnson as a pole to get them closer. And this pack is definitely more organized. Look at that nice straight line. They're really trying to chew at it. And as they're doing that, they see all this racing going up. Every time these guys make a lane switch, they're scrubbing speed. They're breaking the draft. They're breaking that tunnel. And that's exactly what that second pack wants to see.
At the line last time by, the second pack was 2.9 seconds back. At the line this time, 3.5 actually. Did you expect that? I did.
Yeah,
they
I
lost
did
over a
not.
half a second.
Yeah, I did not expect that at all.
Archer cars are broke when it comes to that. Gabe Butler going to the top now. He's going to try to pass the 44 Anthony English. Stage winner looking to go sweeping here at Talladega.
Yeah, as he takes a hard cut down in front of the 44 of Anthony English. That puts the 091 of Logan York up top with push help from the 85 of Adam Kilday. Kilday in my wife's favorite car. Adam, you have a fan out there, whether you knew it or not. And that car is trying to give some good pushes. Little wobble there out of the 25 of Kevin Freeze going down that first dog leg into the tri-oval, but he's able to maintain. So right now, battle for the race lead. 88 Gabe Butler on the bottom. 091 Logan York on the top.
Michael Lester's favorite driver, number 88 Gabe Butler, P1 right now. With the 44, 25, 832 all behind there. 4 cars on the bottom, 5 on the top, led by Logan York. And right now, the inside has the 832 little wobble there getting to turn 3. But the inside has that momentum, even though they have less in the numbers. As Anthony English jumping to the top in that Kyle Betty throwback. See, you're welcome for that. Instantly side by side, could have the race lead here.
I was wondering when you were going to throw that in there. Yeah, it's right now, 44 trying to make that mark, and he might be able to get him cleared. If he gets him cleared, I would expect him to drop down in front of the 88 of Gabe Butler. But the 25 of Kevin Freeze was able to close that gap up that was left open when Anthony English jumped to that top side. So right now, neck and neck is the race off of turn 2 between the 44 and the 88. That's a 44 of English on the top, mellow yellow Kyle Petty. And that's the Guinness machine, the 88 of Gabe Butler on the bottom.
Michael Lester's favorite driver, Anthony English, to the point there on the top. Is there 5 now up there, 4 on the bottom still. 9 cars in this main pack. Going to be at the line for 5 laps to go for the Les Levy at Dega. The 071 moves up the track just a little bit. Eric Lowry brings it back to the bottom there. As they stay a stagnant 2x2x2. Now it's 5 laps to go. Under 5 as they head to turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, and that second pack we were talking about is out of contention now. So, Jeremy, the way that the ARCA cars work is it's strength in numbers. Doesn't matter if it's side by side or not, it's still breaking the wind. And there's more cars in this pack here than there are in that back one there, even though the back one visually looks more organized. That's just the way that these physics work right now. So they're pulling faster speeds with the more cars that they have there. But right now, this battle heating up. You see Kevin Freeze picking up where he left off, helping Gabe Butler take stage win number 1 at the end of stage 1. Will he take the race win, locking him in? So that is another thing we have not talked about, Jeremy. It is a win and in situation. If you win a race in the playoffs, you are locked in to the next stage of playoffs. So that's why you see these drivers pushing so hard to try to get that win. They want to secure that lock in to where they don't have to worry about the next 2 races. They could technically wreck out of the next 2, and they're still locked in to the round of 8. And we're going to find out, can Gabe Butler go 2 for 2, or is Anthony English going to steal it, or is another driver going to come out of nowhere and steal the victory? We're going to find out, Jeremy, in 4 laps.
Yeah, less than 3.5 laps to go at the Les Levy at Talladega, and business is still picking up. And trust us, you're going to see some craziness here at the line. And you know, Dustin, at the top of the show here, I said I'm going to have a counter how many times the 25 Kevin Freeze goes 3 wide. Well, you know what? My
0.
playbook's always wrong. I've thrown that thing in the trash can. It's been stuck not only to the double 8, Mr. Gabe Butler, but he's also been at the bottom of the track, completely against everything I advertised. So, you know, count me for what it is. He is a massive help to the success right now of Gabe Butler.
He absolutely is. You know, and there's been other drivers as well, but I mean, these 2 drivers have hooked up quite a bit, and he really has. I mean, Kevin Freeze has been down on that bottom. He has made it to the center line, you know, the midline there where Anthony English is running a couple times, but it's very uncharacteristic. We're so used to seeing that 25 take it to the 3rd lane. But then again, Jeremy, he hasn't been put in a situation where he's had to push it 3 wide. He's been up in this top 5 pretty much all night. So he's been in that nice, comfortable bubble. He hasn't had the requirement or necessity to push it 3 wide.
He really hasn't. And the inside has kind of been the preferred lane for these ARCA cars, as we saw last week, and now we're seeing here tonight. I thought it was just an iRacing SuperSpeedway thing, but nope. It is the SuperSpeedway package. Will we see 3 wide? Logan York kind of poked the nose outside of the 44 momentarily. He's maybe thinking about it. Dustin, we are a tri-level away from the white flag. Here we are. 2.66 miles remains.
This race will end under checkered flag. No green, white checkered attempts. This race, Jeremy, we can call it now, has gone caution free.
That's
70 laps caution free. The only caution was a competition yellow, but we still have half a lap to go, and they're still duking it out. Who's going to get it? Who's going to be the first driver to pull it 3 wide here? I would expect a driver to attempt it right now. Anthony English on the outside. Gabe Butler on the inside. You got Logan York giving push help to the 44 of English. You got Kevin Freeze pushing the 88 of Butler off turn 4 through the first dogleg. Gabe Butler lurks ahead. You see Logan York takes it 3 wide. Oh, we got cars loose, but Gabe Butler will take the win. Kevin Freeze second, and it looks like the 44 of Anthony English does cross the line in 3rd. That is your Nerd TV podium.
Have you ever seen an OP race go green flag to checkered flag with only a stage break to separate the entire thing? And there's the beef.
Whoa!
I'm telling you, I called beef 50 laps ago.
What happened there?
Here's the We Got Beef / Nerd TV Rewind section. Presented by your favorite brand.
You want to know if you got beef? Boink!
Right.
Yeah, there's beef. There's definitely beef there. That started, if you guys were here from the start of the race, that was from a super close cut on the 25 from the 091. So yeah, I would definitely say it's safe to say that we got beef there, my friend.
Yeah, it's easy to get mad at someone racing in a real life race car. But when you do in the virtual world, you know how the online world works. Everyone's got a keyboard, everyone's got a microphone. things happen. Words were exchanged, and you see it 50 laps later on the track. But we're going to turn our attention to the man with the broom in hand, the number 88, Gabe Butler. Wins
Swept it.
stage, wins the what?
He swept it, like you said. The
I
man
thought
with the broom.
I thought you said weapon. I was like, I mean, maybe.
Well, I mean, he's a weapon too. I mean, he had help, but I mean, he made all the right calls too. I mean, he put himself in position, had the help from the 25 and a number of other drivers. I mean, it's tough to sweep an event like that, but man, he did it in style for sure.
Yeah, and he's going to do a burnout in the trial. Well, this is not Daytona, sir. But here we go, nonetheless. This Chevrolet Monte Carlo is going to burn it down here on the front straightaway of the Talladega Superspeedway into the Geico restart zone. And I love me a straight burnout here. This shows more skill than anything to not spin it out and not keep. You can lock up the front tires and do this all day, but for him to roll all 4 tires and to keep it going while on a curve, this is what we call skill, ladies and gentlemen. Burning it down. If he blows the engine or the tire first.
He doesn't care. He's locked in to the round of 8. The only driver right now officially locked into the round of 8 is that man on your screen right now, driver of the 88, Mr. Gabe Butler.
Still going, nope, he lost it. It's over. I don't care what you do from here. All right, here we go. Unofficial results. Presented by Michael Lester's favorite sponsor, iRacing iFlag. And here we go. Gabe Butler, P1, Kevin Free, 2nd. Anthony English in 3rd. Logan York in 4th. Adam Kilday is your top 5. 6th place, Robert Thorne. 7th, Rick Sanchez. 8th will be Eric Lowry. 9th will be Les Levy. 10th, Vince Guerrero. 11th, Dave Hunt. 12th, Stephen Luttrell. 13th, Nathan Warren. 14th, David Overstreet. P15 is Mark Mann. 16th, Ron Walters. 17th, Derek Donna. 18th, Dana Shepard. 19th, Zach Rich. And 20th, and your last guy on the lead lap, Jeff Crosby Sr. And just like last week, Jeff Crosby Jr. and Sr. finished alongside each other, but not in the best case scenario this time. 21st and 20th, respectively. 22nd, Douglas Johnson. 23rd, Bubba Whittingham. 24th, Andrew Schroeder. Michael Pratt. Joe Guerrero is your 26 car lineup and unofficial results at this time. Dustin, we just went flag to flag at OP. We finished before 10:15 p.m. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my night, but we're going full screen commercial break, getting our top 3. We'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful, booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
And it's the Nerd TV post-race show presented by Icon Apparel Company. We got our top 3. We're going to bring them in to talk to them. The first one on the docket, as soon as my screen does not go black, there we go. We got number 44, Anthony English in the Kyle Petty throwback. Man, what's going on, man?
What's going on? What's happening?
watching a flag to flag, no yellow minus the stage break, caution free race.
Freaking amazing race.
Talladega.
I was just
Yeah.
saying, did we put on a good enough show for you guys? I know it was caution free, but I still think we were
you guys
battling hard
always
for
do. What
it.
kind of question is that? You know you do.
That was
Dustin's a
definitely a
suck
wild
up.
one.
Just kidding. Yeah, that was a wild one, man. 3 wide for a decent amount of the race. A lot of 2x2 door-to-door contact. I thought a couple times people were going to wreck under green flag on the track, not pit road, and somehow you guys, even at the very end, did not wreck it. Your strategy going in, man, of course, you're always up front. I don't know how you do it. I know you're not going to give up trade secrets, but talk us through it. How'd you get to third place?
Oh man, well I love the Gen 4 cars, so I always I don't know, I look forward to the Gen 4 car races and stuff. So, but it was pretty much I just figured right off the bat of the night, we just gonna go balls of the wall, stay up front all night long if we can, and it pretty much worked out. Got a 5th in stage, and so got some nice stage points, and then had a good shot at Gabe there at the end, but I think Logan was blowing up or something as we were coming down across the line. He kind of fluttered out a little bit, and I lost a little bit of my momentum. But good win to Gabe and good pushing by Kevin. But I'll definitely take it there. Great points night. Great point night. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Is that balls to the wall mentality? Is that because of points racing for the playoffs, or is that just your normal style? Because you're always up front regardless.
Well, I mean, okay, well, you caught me. I mean, I always try to run hard, but the first night of Wednesday, I felt like I needed to put more of a imprint into the first night points wise, so I wouldn't be, maybe as hectic about it, the next 2 races. I mean, if you get a really good points night tonight, get some stage points, get a good finish and stuff like that, and you get a lot of people that have a bad night or whatnot, you get a good chunk of points right there. It makes it so you don't have as much weight on your shoulders going through the next 2 races. I mean, I'm still going to race hard, but I might not race as hard as I did tonight. But it's just one of those deals. It's, playoff racing. You kind of got to give it your all. You kind of got to try to be up front. I would say there wasn't a lot of it wasn't a lot of passing, but I would say it was more or less easy passing. Like a lot of the passing tonight, it was definitely worked for hard pushing, keeping it cool, timing your pushes for your runs and stuff like that, just to try to keep where you were without getting shuffled and stuff like that. And Logan was behind me quite a bit of the night. He was doing pretty good. He did great at the end, keeping us up there until that last little straight and everything. So hats off to him for pushing what he could and everything. And good win to Gabe. I mean, you kind of just gotta. I mean, Dustin knows. You know, and you guys have raced plenty before. It's a whole different atmosphere when you enter the playoffs.
Yes, it is. Whole mindset change. You only have a select amount of races to get it done, and keep up those top 3s, man. You'll be there for the championship final race. But we're gonna let you go here. Any final thoughts?
Oh, big out! Oh my God! Big shout out to you guys coming on and doing the broadcast. And you guys have been doing awesome. I checked out a couple ones you did the last 2 weeks, and they were wicked. So keep up the amazing work. I love having you guys on board. And big shout out to the admins doing what they do to keep us racing and keep us in good racing and stuff like that. I mean, we work hard behind the scenes trying to get what we can right for everybody, and it's hard to appeal everybody, but we do the best we can. Big shout out to all the racers and everybody that do come out, on the Wednesday series for the Grand National stuff, and then the team I was running with, too many guys in there to even start listing off, but everybody knows who I'd run with, so all them guys, and then everybody watching, family, friends, beautiful girlfriend Rachel, and Buttkicker, iFlag Racing, whatever it is. What's it called?
iRacing, iFlag.
iRacing, iFlag.
You completely just botched the sponsor plug.
Hold on. I'm going to save face here. I always called it iFlag iRacing too for a long time. So
This is true.
Yeah.
That is honestly what first came to mind, and it just came out of my mouth. So, but yeah, big shout out to all our sponsors. We got a lot of great people on board this season helping do stuff. Sponsor everything that they do between you guys and the broadcast booth and all that. So big shout out to everybody. I think that's it. I think I covered enough for everybody.
Oh, Anthony English giving out extra English here tonight, man. Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much, guys. You guys have a good one.
You too. It's the 44 Anthony English getting caught lying to us.
You caught him. You caught the tater.
And, well, we're going to have to fire up maybe a little beef segment here, because one of the guys a part of that post-race segment was the number 25, Kevin Freeze, in the Jimmy Johnson throwback. Kevin, P2, nicely done.
Thank you.
Man, I admire you guys that are able to stay up front the entire race. You're one of them. Quite a few of you guys able to do it the entire race. Doesn't matter if it's been between pit stops or just cycling their way through to the front. How did you able to get P2? And, man, was your plan to stick behind Gabe Butler all night? Because I think he should be giving you some points for that credit there for that win.
Yeah, Gabe and I have worked really well together for a long time. That's why we've been teammates pretty much since I got on the service. So wanted to help him out as much as I could tonight with him being in the playoffs. Worked out that he got the stage, and then we were able to get the most important thing for him with the big win because he's in the playoffs. So it's a good first race for him.
I'm going to stir the pot just a little bit. There's a spoon in the pot. I have to grab the handle. You and the 091, talk about it. There was a little word exchange there after almost cut your nose off there, and then post-race little incident. So is that something that's been brewing in the cauldron there, or is that just like a one-off thing?
No, there's definitely nothing there at all.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Logan and I we raced together a whole lot, and I enjoy racing with him. He's got an aggressive style, and I personally love racing with people who are aggressive because it just makes you race, I think, that much better. It's not for some people don't like it as much, but for me, I prefer it. I think it's makes it a lot of fun. You got to be on your game. You got to expect a lot of unexpected things, but yeah, no, that was just a great battle. It was so hard to keep the car cool on that last run. So it was just him and I basically pushing off of each other, like seeing, just trying to match the runs. Like I'd see there, you get a run, then I would go back to pushing Gabe a little bit, just enough to maintain what we had. And then go back to trying to just get as much temp as I could for the last lap there. Because I knew they would be pushing hard, and we had to at least match it. We have the bit of an advantage there on the bottom, and it's also very dependent on the help. But yeah, there's nothing between me and him. We race together a bunch, and I enjoy it.
All very good. I guess when you do super speedways quite a few times each week, hard racing can kind of be appreciated because things can maybe get stagnant. So I'm a complete misread on my part. I was even keyed up the We Got Beef image there on the broadcast, but I guess we'll have to not do that next week between you two. So,
well, I mean, to be fair, it was you know, you also have comms in race comms in your ear as well. So we go based off of what was said earlier. So we're just like, whoa, it kind of caught us off guard. We weren't expecting that little spin there at the end.
I don't even remember what I said there. I don't even remember what I said.
A very stern Kevin Freeze. Don't do that again.
I didn't even remember it.
Yeah, we've all been there. We know that sternness in the voice like that when you sit here and say don't do it again. That's when you know you're kind of like, I might have pushed that issue just a little too close. So
no, that just means do it again. That's all it means to me. So
having fun.
You're gonna have to give us a dictionary on your mannerisms then, because we completely misread everything on that.
Yeah, no, we're just used to racing with each other so much. Like we know pretty much each other's style, the way we like to go.
Very good.
Back and forth, and we're expecting like the more aggressive moves out of each other. Where some people you know that you're probably not going to get that out of them too much, but out of each other, especially throwing them on each other, yeah, we're going to do that 50-50 move. We're probably taking, I know one time I slid right across his nose, and I just knew I could do it because I also trust that he's not going to panic when that happens and take me out, take somebody else out. Somebody you can just run a little bit more aggressive than others.
Yeah, 10-4 on that, man. Well, time's coming up there. We're going to let you go, but any shout-outs before we do so?
Yeah, thank you to you guys for putting on the broadcast tonight. It's a lot of fun. You guys putting it on for us. We all appreciate it. Thank you to all the drivers. I mean, a caution-free race. We had the one caution for our stage, but besides that, caution-free here, getting some green flag pit stops. You can't ask for much more than that. And thank you to the admin team.
Yeah, it was a beautiful sight to see, man. We'll catch you next Wednesday for another ARCA race. So have a good rest of your night. We'll see you then.
Yep, hope to be there. Catch you guys later.
Yes. All right, man. Sounds good. That was Kevin Freeze. Freezing the We Got Beef segment.
We need a dictionary, man, for sure.
My playbook's always wrong.
Apparently mine is too. Oh, man, you're rubbing off on me, Jeremy.
Oh, man. Well, bad news for you. It's not looking good. The doctor says it's permanent. All right, well, time has come here. Victory lane for the 88. Winner of stage, winner of race, sweeps the whole thing. Mr. I got the broomstick in my hand. Gabe Butler, winner of tonight's race. What's going on, man?
I don't know if it's a broomstick or a horseshoe, but we'll take one of them anyway, right?
Well, you swept them anyway. So if you asked for the broomstick or if you were not, you got it, and you got the horseshoe. You got the checker flag. You're on to the next stage regardless, man. Talk about it. We left you, and you said, I'm going to get 4 tires, and we're just going to go to the front. I'd expect you to be there in 2.5 laps. How? Is the question.
The thing with this car, and I've found that if you have 4 tires, you can pretty much do what you want for about 10 laps, and then the right sides start wearing a little bit. So if you're going to do it, get them when you have fresh tires. It's almost like a, kind of a 1.5 mile mentality a little bit. But I mean, you can still get there even after 10 laps. But that was my thought process. And of course, we were able to get up there, and Eric did a great job getting me clear at the first half of the race there on the 3rd lane. And then Kevin, what can I say? I mean, he pushed me to the stage, pushed me to the win, and I mean, probably one of the best pushers in all of iRacing, and to be honest with you, so a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah, I mean, fresh tires can make you turn left and right, but they can't make you draft fast. So there's still some technique there to be had to get to the front. So great job on that. And yeah, I told Kevin that you owe him some stage points.
At least.
For the amazing amount of work. Yeah, you guys were just. He said you guys have been team partners basically since iRacing. You guys, when you joined it together. So question is, how many stage points do you give him? And how does the return of the favor look like next week?
I don't know. I'll do what I can. He knows I will. I mean, last season I was able to help him get Monday Premier Championship in OP. So I'm still heavily indebted to him. Having said that, so I'll do what I can. If he's in front, that's our mentality. Whoever's in front, we just push the hell out of him, try and get them the win or the stage.
There we go, man. Well, it took a lot of talent on your end to stay up front as well, not just 25, but great job out there. Congratulations. You're moving on. Any shout outs before we let you go?
Yeah, big shout out to OP for putting this on, all their admins. I mean, it's a ton of work behind the scenes, kind of a thankless type of job, but
yeah,
you guys for doing a wonderful broadcast. Love your overlays, guys. Jeremy, Dustin, it looks fantastic. And of course, again, the Kevin and Eric tonight for helping me, and the guys Anthony and Logan there for racing this real clean.
There you go. And just 2 things to notate before you head on out. These graphics are Dustin's minus this victory lane scene we're sitting in. And 2, Brandy Longston said this right before we kicked you out for the round or stage 2, but she said it again. Congrats, Gabe, on the great nights. You're on point and ran an amazing and clean race. That's coming from the YouTube chat there. So
that's the big boss. That's the head nerd in charge, by the way, Gabe. So it's you have a cheerleader and a fan there for sure.
Well, I will take that on bended knee, and thank you so much, Brandy.
There we go, man. Well, you have a good rest of your night. We'll catch you next Wednesday.
All right, guys. Take care.
You too. And that was Gabe Butler in the 88, going back to team channel number 8. with all his buddies for the post-race talk about it session. Dust, never have I ever been a part of a green to checker flag race at OP. Here we are on the third broadcast night of the week for the month of this thing. And what a race. What a race. That talks of going to the new car next year or next season. But how do you leave this on the table?
Yeah, we've talked to a number of drivers, and like they said, like the Gen 4 is like their bread and butter. They love running the Gen 4. It is its own art form, so to speak. And these drivers, they know what they're doing. I can't tell you, since we joined 3 seasons ago, Jeremy, and I pulled a number of races, how much I've learned from a number of these drivers. Gabe is one of them. Kevin Freese is another one. When Gabe says that he's probably one of the best pushers, that is not an inaccuracy at all. It's an art form on what he does, and it's an art form on what a lot of these drivers do. And to me, it's not a surprise or a shocker that it went caution free. A lot was riding on it, but that also meant that a lot was riding on it to have to stay clean. If we starting to throw cautions in there, you start to bunch it up. Cautions breed cautions. That's not what the drivers were wanting. They with as much riding on it as possible. It is what it is. So, like I said, it was an amazing race, a lot of action. We got to study up on our Kevin Freese mannerisms. That's on our notebook for next week.
I'm actually downloading it right now.
There you go. So yeah, we're gonna study up on that there, because if we were shooting for shit, we probably wouldn't have caught a whiff on that one there. But it was good racing. A lot of these guys, they run together a lot. We all do. When we get out of the booth and strap into the sim rigs. We all put a lot of time and spend a lot of time together. So, it's a good, friend atmosphere. We're all out here to have fun, and that's what they did. And, they did it in, amazing style. Flag to flag, no cautions due to wrecks whatsoever. You can't get any better than that, Jeremy.
No. The only wreck was on pit road, and that was just a single one-on-one situation. But it was off the racing surface, and no flag was given out there. But, man, that was a very, very impressive show, and if you want to have more of that, we're going to do it all again next Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. Tomorrow night, we do not have a broadcast. That is our off week for the SRA Late Model Stock Tour, but we'll catch you this coming Sunday for the Global Racing League Truck Series, as I do believe they're going to be tackling Phoenix International Raceway. And you guys, until then, sign up on our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you have not subscribed already, please go ahead and do so. We would appreciate that. And we'll catch you Sunday, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. I almost got that mixed up again. I'll get there, Dustin, I promise.
You had one job.
One job. That's it. Next week, I will get it right. I promise. All right, man. Stay safe. Get your nerd on. Dustin, close them out.
As always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay safe out there.
Back when nothing truly mattered.